Greetings, salutations, welcome in. We'll be reading for all 12 houses today. If you're just now joining, and some water, staying hydrated out here. It's good to get some water. We'll be here for at least an hour or so probably, so if you want to get yourself some snacks or something to drink, sit back, relax, we'll be reading. As I mentioned, collective readings for all 12 houses, the Equinox here, moving through Aries, beginning today, still underneath the new moon, as we wrap up this beginning of spring, planting these seeds, what wishes to be shown today. Yes, we are just tuning in, we're welcoming everybody and anybody who wishes to be here today. Sit back and enjoy yourself. We ask everybody to be mindful in the comment section, to ground, to sit in the space, and we'll get started in just a moment. Yes. We light a candle, inviting in the truth and how it moves through you. Thank you to all of our angels, all of our guardians, all of our guides, our aliens. Yes, our ancestors watching over us with the intention of our utmost well-being. Thank you for allowing us to be here as a channel today, to open up to the cosmos and letting the truth move through us. Yes, a toast. Cheers to you. All y'all chilling here in this room. Thank you for being here today. What a gift it is. Once I say, thanks. While we're here, I'm going to invite in my moderators, and we'll get just to it. We'll get started right away for the collective today. In my hands, we have the Zen Oshotero. One of the decks we'll be playing with. Yes, right now is the perfect time to smudge or sage if you feel so called, as we are warming up the space. Just getting started today. Calling the energies that it is that you wish to be present, as we are just getting started for the collective. We'll begin. Beneath this equinox, Aries, birthday babies, sun, moon, ascendant, wherever you may have Mars placements, wherever your first house is. However this may apply to you, reminding ourselves that everything is a grain of sand. If it resonates, bring it with you. If it doesn't, release it. In my hands is the Hermetic Tarot. We'll be drawing 2 cards from each deck today, as well as flipping the deck upside down to show the root. Aries, my dudes, happy birthday. We begin with you. We end with Pisces. We go through house number 1 through 12. Sun, moon, ascendants, Mars placements, Aries, my friends. For you, house number 1, the ego. I am energy, seeds, messages that wish to be focused on as we flow forward into the season of spring. Let us see what these cards have to say today. Let's begin. We have the Hangman here, in reverse in the root. Aries. Right now we are reading for the collective, all 12 houses, sun, moon, ascendant, Aries currently. Daniel, I see you asking if I do love readings. Yes, indeed. We accept personal readings, but right now we are reading for all 12 houses. House number 1, Aries, sun, moon, ascendants. We have the Hangman here, the spirit of the mighty ones. In reverse. In reverse in the root, we have the 8 of Swords, Lord of shortened force. In the draw, we have the 6 of Wands here, the Lord of victory, Aries, house number 1. 6 of Wands, Lord of victory. In reverse, in all of the cards over here in the Zen Osho Tarot, in reverse, we have moment to moment. We have the burden. Perfectly timed daisies. Welcome in, my dudes. Salutation, everybody. Greetings. Right now, Aries, house number 1, we have the Miser here in reverse in the root. Definitely getting the cards picking up on this shift in energy. The fact that most of these cards here, 4 out of 6, are in reverse. We're getting this reading that we're moving out of this cycle. I'm getting the sense that this is on the way out. Right now, the cards are reminding you that we live moment to moment. We allow ourselves a moment to slow down, to check in, to listen to ourselves. It's important to get excited, but sometimes when we get too hyped, we burn out. The Lord of Shortened Force here, Eight of Swords, is reminding us the importance of learning how to sustain oneself, to recollect, to ground. The Hangman is encouraging us to reflect on our experience with a pure perspective, learning how to release this miserly perspective and way of perceiving our reality and navigating our personal experience, and instead choosing to live like this, moment to moment, the best that we can. The burden, the real challenge, is learning how to let go of all of the attachments, learning how to let go of all the stories, the replaying ways of being that you know are not necessarily in alignment with your current state internally. Being patient and easy on yourself as we move forward is how you continue to ground into this Lord of Victory card here, knowing that you are here, the Lord of Victory. You are a winner. You can't lose, especially if you continue to learn. Yes. Pippahog. No, definitely not. It says that you should look at your life from a fresh perspective and maybe not take shit so literally, learning how to ground deeper into your reality. Yes, I wish you the best in your journeys, and may you continue to find help. Yes, this is not necessarily the space to unpack the process in which you are currently reconciling with. Nonetheless, the message, learning how to let go of the burden, is the real challenge. Learning how to put an end, shorten those forces, learning how to step into this essence, this Lord of Victory. Daniel will be doing a live stream after this live stream for personal readings, so if you want to jump in there, you're more than welcome to drop the follow, and we'll be happy to read for you after this one. Right now, we are wrapping up for house number 1 as we step into our truth, and we recognize that we don't need to do anything to be the Lord of Victory aside from being ourselves. Putting an end to anything, any habits, ways of being that are not in alignment with our truth. Learning how to see our reality with clarity and release these miserly tendencies, these negative polarities, and transmute them and alchemize them so we can step into our power is the challenge. Alright, squad, we're going to flow forward with number 2, house number 2, Taurus, my dudes, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus. Wherever you have these placements, we are here for it. What do you value? What do you value? Grounded, we're grooving, we're flowing forward, we're doing what we can. Yes, we just hang out and we just chill. It is what it is. As you recognize in the card of the Hangman, the dude is hanging by his foot. Just notice that. We're just out here swinging. Perspective is everything. And we're going to flow forward with my dudes, Taurus, house number 2. We cut the deck, we clear the energy, we draw from both. Speaking of the dude, we have him back in the root. This time he's right side up, the Hangman, spirit of the mighty waters. Taurus, out here. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. The Lord of the roots of the power of fire. We have Fortitude here, also in reverse in the draw. Daughters of the Flaming Sword. We have Exhaustion here, right side up in the draw of the Zeno Shochero. Existence in reverse. Stoked. Right now we're just flowing forward, full steam ahead. Taurus, house number 2, we got Existence in reverse and Maturity here in the root. Right side up. Reminding us of the importance of the long haul. We're taking the scenic route. Existence is what you make it. Maturing is recognizing that we have all the time in the world. We don't have to hurry. In fact, what Spirit is asking me to share is to be more mindful of how we're navigating our next few days and life in general. Recognizing that we have all the time in the world, and time is what we make it. and it's a personal relationship, learning how to find our edges so we're not meeting exhaustion and not burning ourselves out, though instead we are choosing to learn how to become eternal and sustain ourselves, to find ourselves in that foundation of fortitude. That's the theme. Learning how to find your strength within and continue to exercise your demons so that you may alchemize these lower dimensional aspects of self and step into your magic. Learning how to find your purpose in your person. Yes, learning how to shift your perspective so that you can continue to uplift the frequency of this space. Yes, utilizing your gifts as a young alchemist to pull out the strength, pull the strength from within, and continue to step into your gifts and embrace who you are and why you're here throughout this existence. We are tapped in right now. Salutations, welcome in house number 2. We're just going to keep flowing. House number 3 is up next. We got Gemini energy. Taurus, what do you value and how can you continue to find this fortitude within your values? How can you continue to recognize that you are maturing not only as a body, though as a soul as well, and where you are placing your energies ultimately determines this. You can tell a lot about a person's age in their soul, about the way they simply navigate their life, the way they live, and the way that they channel their emotions. Babies. Babies, babies, babies. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you to the guidance. Thank you to my guides. Let's flow forward. Gemini, house number 3, energy. Mercury, sun, moon, ascendants. Communication is everything. Thanks for the tiny diny. Thank you all for simply just being here. Your likes, your shares, your follows, your presence. Gift beyond words. Thank you for chilling. House number 3. Any of my Geminis here in the house today? Let's get to it. Stellar. House number 3, Gemini energy. Sun, moon, ascendants, wherever you have your Mercury placement. We cut the deck, we clear it. Let's get to it. Alright, Gemini. The cards being real, low-key getting this like reality check of encouraging one to slow down and not be attached to the form and the way that this reality is playing out. We have the Lord of Loss and Pleasure, the 5 of Cups here. Alongside the burden and ordinariness. Getting the sense that the burden is recognizing that the cards are encouraging you to slow down a little bit, reflect. We have maturity over here in reverse in the root. Allowing yourself the time to mature. I think Spirit, Universe is encouraging you to reconcile. I want to keep saying that word, reflect, so that you may focus your energies on your truth and your expression. We have the Sun over here in reverse. The Lord of Fire in the world. And we have the Lord of Victory in reverse in the root of the Hermetic Tarot. So you're on this path of maturing, of victory, of stepping into your cosmic essence and your astrological truth. Gemini, my dude's house number 3, but alongside this Lord of Loss and Pleasure and Burden energy, the challenge is ultimately finding the magic in the moment, the ordinariness, learning how to see the divinity within everything and not getting lost in it. Learning how to recognize that you are the creator of your reality, and your expression as a cosmic individual will ultimately affect the way that your reality, your reflections around you will continue to unfold. Learning how to see yourself as a star, as a sun, as a soul, S-O-L, S-O-U-L is your soul within your soul. Learning how to continue to tap into this frequency of victory so that you may channel this energy in a grounded fashion. This is maturing ultimately. Practice, practice, practice. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Your soul is shining. Good to see you, my dudes. Learning how to find the magic in the ordinariness is one of the greatest challenges there is, though every moment of this life provides us this opportunity to choose it. Yes, Gemini, we're going to flow forward. House number 4, I see you, my dudes, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, wherever you have the moon in your chart, wherever your house number 4 is placed. We are here today, super stoked to be able to share these gifts. What a presence it is. Thank you all for being here, for sharing your presence as we are co-creating this moment. It wouldn't be the same without you. It just wouldn't be the same. Yes, let's get to it today. These cards are jumping out my hands. They are ready to play. Yes. House number 4, Cancer, feelings, your emotions, that water within, the water that begins, cardinal. Excuse me, not cardinal. Fixed water. There we go. Fixed water. The water within. Let us see what these cards have to say today. Cut it. Clear it. We'll get to it. Over here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of the Thrones of the Earth. In reverse in the root. We have Two of Pentacles. Lord of Harmonious Change, also in reverse in the draw for house number 4. We have the Emperor here. We have Schizophrenia in reverse over here. Integration, right side up. And Breakthrough in reverse, in the root. Getting the sense that you're stepping into your regal aspects and you're integrating these, dare I say, maddening ways of being. These ways that this reality may project as quote-unquote crazy. These sensations that one has been experiencing is ultimately the keys to your kingdom. Learning how to embody and integrate these tendencies is the ultimate challenge. This is the breakthrough, though, is that this is as real as it gets, and learning how to see it as it is and not run away from it, to honor it, to radically embrace it, and to continue to show up in the way that you can is how the Emperor does so, knowing that this is the path that you are on. Two of Pentacles, Lord of Harmonious Change, is the frequency, the wave, the way that it is that you wish to continue to move to. Take it as you wish. We have the Queen of Pentacles here reminding us of our importance of stepping into our embodiment, our earthly groundedness, learning how to move with the waves of change and communicate how it is that we are feeling, knowing how to listen to that tune within and follow the light, that breakthrough energy, that yearning that the seed has from within the shell to reach for the sun, bringing it back to the soul, recognizing that these projections of madness or schizophrenia or craziness by the world that wants to keep the populace, let's say, tame, docile, and or domesticated. Right now we're being called to reclaim our regalness, our emperor. You are the emperor of yourself, of your personal experience, your body. It's not only a temple, it is your kingdom, and you are the one who is in charge of this, learning how to step into this power with great responsibility, groundedness, and may I say, groove. I like the way you move. Let's keep flowing. House number 4. Today, we're going to jump to the next ones. My dudes. Sun, Moon, Ascendant. House number 5. Leo, for you tonight. Yes, my dudes. Wherever your sun placement is, wherever your 5th house is today, give or got. Any other placements in the Leo energy, this is your personal story as you show up as an embodied being, your personal elements and how they move through your first houses, earth, fire, earth, water, fire. I'm flowing, bro. Stay grounded. It doesn't matter the sense. Well, it does matter the sense. Fire, earth, air, water, according to the zodiac's structure, If it means anything to anybody, the spirit of primal fire, judgment card. Anyway, house number 5, Leo, pardon me and my silliness. We're getting right to it. Focus, channel mode. Let's go. We're stoked. House number 5. These cards are ready. Yes, Leo, you get an extra one this evening. We're going to cut the deck. We're going to clear the energy. I'm going to draw 2. Solid cards. Leo, the cards came out to play today. Let's start over here. We have Beyond Illusion, the first one in the draw of the Zeno Shotero. Completion here as well. 2021. Beyond Illusion, completion, and the source in the root. In the draw of the Hermetic Tarot, we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Lord of Material Gain, the Knight of Wands, the Lord of Flame and Lightning. Leo, house number 5, we have the Lord of Loss and Pleasure, just to keep us in check and balance over here in the root in reverse. And we have also the card jumping in reverse, 8 of Swords, Lord of Shortened Force. Leo, my dudes. This is the boundary, this is the edge. The Lord of Loss and Pleasure and the Lord of Shortened Force in reverse is showing how you have been rewiring your habits and recognizing what pleasures are beneficial and good for you and what are not. Learning how to continue to feed the way of being that allows you to enjoy pleasure, but in a way that is honoring the experience, and that isn't just a pleasure for self and momentary surface level pleasure, but actually rooting in the frequency of pleasure and learning how to show up in this space. Yes, that's what ultimately the material gain is all about, is seeing that you have it all within you and it's all right here. Learning how to project that joy into your experience specifically, or for example, simply expressing gratitude for your desk or these cards and saying thank you to these cards, and by doing so you're emitting the frequency of thank you, of gratitude into your space, which then ultimately shifts your reality. This is that Lord of Flame and Lightning, as well as we're casting our spells and we're utilizing this energy and this capacity to speak, to cast our magic, to see beyond illusion and tune into our frequency. Ultimately, I'm getting the sense that Leo, house number 5, my dudes, you're coming to completion. You're really starting to get to know yourself, and you're really learning how to wield your gifts and express your connection with Source. Do not mutter, do not stammer, do not be worried. There is nothing in your way aside from yourself. That Lord of Shortened Force is commending you over anything. That Lord of Loss and Pleasure is also commending you because you are maturing. You are evolving as an individual. Because of this, you are not wasting energy in ways that you recognize are not actually in alignment with that which it is that you value and want to step into and cultivate throughout this life. Thanks, house number 5. What a way. The way. Good evening, and welcome in, my dudes. Salutations. Greetings. We are flowing forward with house number 5. It's lit. What a solid reading. I'm very grateful to be able to share this message and stoked to check out this replay on the YouTube in a day or so. I'm gonna post this recording, especially this evening, because we are out here flowing. Indeed, the working with the universe. House number 6. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Mercury. Let's keep communicating. Happy Wednesday. Communicate from the core. Let's flow forward. Being mindful of the spells that we speak and the words that we utilize to cultivate and craft and create our reality. Yes. Do I need to say anything and everything? Who knows? The work. Virgo. Any messages from you today? My dudes, let's cut it and clear it and keep it moving. Queen of Pentacles makes an appearance again in reverse in the root. That's you, Virgo energy. Queen of the Thrones of the Earth. We have the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. Also in the draw. Lord of the Forces of Life. We have the King of Cups in the draw right side up. Prince of the Chariots of Water. We have We Are the World here. Morality in reverse. And the Thunderbolt here in the root, Virgo, my dudes. This may come as a shock to you, maybe not. The challenge of learning how to show up into the world is recognizing that our values is where the real fortune stems. Learning how to ground into this and embody this. The way that you carry yourself will express this. What it is that you value and what it is that you expect how your reality to unfold right before thee. The King of Cups here is continuing to remind us of our fine-tuning, our frequency, the water within thee, and how you continue to navigate this reality with the utmost consciousness, for the utmost consciousness allows us the potential to shift timelines, paradigms, navigate into ways of being that allow us to continue to simply be. The thunderbolt, the shock of it all, is recognizing that all you really got to do is be yourself. That's the real work, and that's all we know ultimately at the end of the day. Learning how to commit yourself to your values and practice that morality over everything is where the real fortune will begin to seed, take root, and may I say, you'll be able to reap and enjoy that what it is that you sow. Do not worry or scurry, especially in the times that are ultimately intimidating or challenging. Double down on yourself and your values and your own sense of morality, and you continue to groove and ground into your relationship and your connection, for the universe supports those who follow the path of their heart and their truth, and those especially who do it for the universal you. Absolutely, my dudes. I'm flowing forward. Yes, indeed, indeed. What a joy it is to keep flowing. House number 7. We are here for my Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. Wherever you may have your Sun placement in 7th house. Connection, collaboration, balance, justice. Yes. Venus placement. Yes. Libra. Let's get to it. Cut the deck. We'll clear it. We'll let it rest. Welcome in, welcome in. Cutting the deck, clearing the energy for house number 7. Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendants. Solid, solid, solid reading. Let's get to it. Let's start here. The first card in the draw. We have Rebirth for house number 7. Alongside Success. Queen of Swords. Queen of the Thrones of Air. And the Empress, all in the draw. Pisces will be last. Right now we're on house number 7. We have the 9 of Swords here in the root for my Libra dudes. Lord of Despair and Cruelty. And we have Conditioning here in reverse in the root of the Zen Osho Tarot. Definitely getting this sense of stepping into this new chapter, this springtime of seeing yourself as the Empress. Rebirthing into this regal frequency, this royalty. Libra's 7th house, we have the Queen of Thrones of Air. Salutations, my dude. Right now we are reading from Libras. Currently, the Queen of Swords is reminding us of the stories that we are adhering to, subscribing to, continuously telling ourselves, or attaching onto, subconsciously identifying with from an egoic space, learning how to release these to create that room for that success, that frequency of joy and well-being, learning how to perceive through the conditioning and to continue to navigate through this life, especially in times of despair and cruelty, learning how to see yourself in this way. The Empress energy, the Queen of Swords, the one who is writing one's own story, will allow you to navigate any challenges, obstacles, or spaces that are not in resonance with this success that it is that you are grounding into. Your reality is shifting right before your very eyes, and though you may have created a baseline allowing yourself to survive, to stay safe throughout times of despair and cruelty, this has only made you more stronger, more resilient, more capable of expressing and stepping into your aspects as a creator, learning how to write the story for yourself and communicate with the universe herself, recognizing what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want, and what it is you're capable of cooperating and co-creating alongside, and what it is that you can't. You just can't. That's up to you and God. The conditioning, though, will tempt to cloud your mind and convince you to think in a very specific way. How can you navigate this space that is much more in alignment with the eternal frequency of success rather than the attachment to the form? Ultimately, this is free. Seeing yourself as this empowered, royal, regal being will allow you that energy. That's the key. Groovy. Let's get to it. We're flowing. House number 8. Scorpio, my dudes. I see you. Sun, Moon, Ascendant. House number 8. Transformation, death, marriage. Yes. The depths. Pluto placement, wherever you have this planet in your chart. Let's get to it for you, my dudes. Cut it, clear it, let it rest. So, the messages for my Scorpios. Let us see what these cards have to say today. House number 8, we're going to clear it, get right to it. Focus, flow. Springtime reading for you, my dudes. We have the Queen of Wands over here in the root. 11.1, 11.2. Jake, my dude, it's good to see you, bro. Welcome in right now. We are reading for house number 8. We got the Queen of Thrones of Flame in the root over here in the Hermetic Tarot, alongside the Two of Wands, the Lord of Dominion, and the King of Swords, the Lord of the Winds and the Breezes, for my Scorpio friends. We got aloneness over here in reverse in the root. Integration, here right side up. And healing in reverse. With the cards of healing and aloneness in reverse, I'm getting the sense that Scorpio, this springtime, you're being called to step out of your depths and begin to establish some levels of community, connection, consistent communication and conversation and containers that you can grow alongside within and without. The keys of integrating all of the healing you've been doing in your aloneness, in your hermitude, and allowing yourself to continue to create that space and shine as a beacon and leading the way. Recognizing that you are here rooted in the thrones. We got the King of Swords alongside the Queen of Wands. Really, the cards are encouraging you to claim your space, your dominion. Stop being so self-conscious, baby. We all are imperfect, and the more you can own these aspects of self, the more you can stop beating up yourself, the more you can integrate the healing that you've been doing in your aloneness, the more you can share this and recognize that we all have the capacity to do this. Finding that balance of solitude as well as social connection is key. 8th house energy, learning how to put to rest any stories, limiting beliefs, ideas, and ways of being that are no longer in alignment with you speaking from this passion, from this fire within that magic, that Queen of Wands, as well as the Knight of Swords here. Yeah, that Lord of Dominion definitely encouraging us to ground into our own personal kingdom, queendom, empire, and trusting that the universe is consistently placing you in the perfect place at the perfect time with the perfect people. So you don't have to worry about your wounds reopening, for they've healed anyway. And now's the time to step into this, to prove to yourself that you are done with these old patterns and cycles and ways of being. The integration is the real key, and it's happening. Just continue to practice and exercise and show up for yourself daily. The practices that work for you, whether it be journaling or eating good food, prayer or meditation, listening to a specific song with an intention perhaps, whatever works for you. Your ritual is the key to integrating all this healing and then learning how to communicate. This work is the next step. You got it, Scorpio. I see you. House number 9, Sagittarius, we fly forward, forward. Let's get to it. We're stoked. Here we go. Sagittarius, mutable fire, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, Jupiter placement, wherever you may be today. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Grooving forward. Sagittarius, what do these cards have for you, my dudes? We're gonna cut the deck. We're gonna clear it. We're gonna let it rest. House number 9, yes, the fire, the vision, greater intelligence. Let us see what they have to say today for you, my dudes, Sagittarius. 2 cards that are right side up. We got Temperance, Hermetic Tarot. We have Trust. Sagittarius, we have Trust and Temperance. We have Guidance here in reverse. And Suppression in the root, also in reverse. Eight of Swords. Lord of Shortened Force in reverse. And the Hierophant. Also in reverse here in the root. The Magus of the Eternal Gods. For my dudes, Sagittarius, the real practice, the real calling is learning how to move forward with trust and temperance, making these priorities ways of being, of navigating this reality, asking oneself, how can I be temperate? What does that look like? What does that mean? What does that feel like to me? Allowing oneself to trust the guidance and the synchronicities, how you're always in the perfect place at the perfect time. And the real suppression that exists is only the limiting beliefs that you agree to. The more you can utilize this energy of shortening force to put an end to these limiting beliefs and these suppressions and these projections of suppression, rather than shortening yourself, dulling your light for those who are not capable of experiencing your greatness, that's not your problem. Learning how to continue to step into your magic, the Magus of the gods, the Hierophant, is that consistent practice of developing one's gifts. 1, 2, 3, all in perfect order. Shouts out to my dudes and for the clicks. Appreciate you being here, all the likes, and simply just being here and sharing your presence. It is a gift. And the guidance is temperance. We can never overstate the importance of the organic nature of reality and how everything is unfolding perfectly. We don't have to concern ourselves. Ultimately, the more we can take a step back from anger, greed, ignorance, worry, doubt, fear, these dense emotions and energies that are not serving us any longer, the more we can continue to transmute, alchemize, and flow forward. Takes one to know one. What can I say, Beachy Butterfly? Delia Marie, I see your comment today. We are currently reading for all 12 houses. Yes, then we'll jump off this live stream, probably eat some food, and then jump back on for the queue. Yes, though if you're finding any value in this and you wish to express that, you are more than welcome to drop a donation. The Cash App, the Venmo's right there. The PayPal, the Zelle are in the bio. Zen the Alchemist. This is currently free readings, all 12 houses. We are flowing forward with house number 10, Capricorn. Yes, Sagittarius, you're lit, you're fiery. I know it's challenging to be temperate because you like to get right to it. Do not hold yourself back. Just learning how to continue to channel it and sustain it is key. Flowing forward this evening, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendants, wherever your Saturn placement is, wherever you got house number 10 for you, my dudes. Let's get to it. Cut it, clear it, let it rest. Stoked. Stoked, stoked. Keys. Eternal flame. Capricorn. For you, my dudes. Today. House number 10. Structure. Governance. Yes. Flowing forward. The cards and what they have to say. We'll start here. The Lord of Ruin. In reverse. In the root. 2 of Swords. Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Thrones there. The Magician in reverse over here. We have Guilt, right side up, for my Capricorn dudes. We have Compromise in reverse. And we have Guidance here in the root. House number 10, my dudes, right now we're being reminded of the importance of grounding into our magic and how real this stuff is, and how you don't need to compromise your expression for anybody. Know that there are rules to this, and the universe doesn't play. She also plays. That's kind of the whole thing about it. But this world's going to try to guilt trip you about your expression of magic, especially when you really start to tap in. That's okay. You just continue to slay those demons, those worries, those doubts, those fears, those projections. Do not compromise. The guidance is to continue to double down on yourself and choose your expression, your truth, your way of being the Magus of power, recognizing that you are here with reason, with purpose, and you have no worry, ultimately. That Lord of Ruin in the reverse card is basically just when you allow yourself to ruin. You don't have to go out there picking fights. You just show up when you're called. Ultimately, Capricorn energy, learning how to ground and embody these regal aspects, and not being concerned about how others may perceive, knowing that our intentions are pure and we wish to continue to create a reality in which we are uplifting the frequency so everybody may enjoy themselves in ways that are harmonious and not harming. Simple. Yeah. Shouts out to my goddesses and your rituals. You're doing good work out here. Learning how to continue to clear. I'm getting the sense that there's a strong karmic collective energy of the witch trials still being released and how that storyline has played out and affected so many lineages and biologies and just simply an individual's way of stepping into the magic, especially the feminine, and how so much was lost during those time periods. Ridiculous. Yeah, definitely getting this energy of remembrance and reclaiming power and natural magic and how it moves through you as an individual, and balancing your own personal ego and how you can continue to develop a healthy relationship with your expression is the ultimate key. Capricorn energy. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Next, Aquarians, house number 11. I see you. This is governance as well as societal values and expression and relationship and connection, growing on multi-dimensional ways of connection and being. Aquarian energy, house number 11, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and wherever you may have Uranus, nice placement. Let's cut the deck real clear. We'll let it rest. Let's get to it. House number 11. Aquarius, for you, my dudes, we have inner voice here in reverse. We have the Lord of Great Strength also in reverse. We have the Princess of Pentacles in reverse over here, the Princess of Echoing Hills. The Devil, right side up. We have Abundance. And we have Understanding. Aquarius, when it comes to creating the reality that it is that you wish to see, it takes great strength. Learning how to embody one's gifts and tapping into the natural abundance of nature. Listening to your inner voice and recognizing your personal connection with this eternal source and learning how to continue to channel this, embody and integrate all of the aspects in its totality. The Devil card energy here I'm getting is how we cannot overlook our shadow and learning how to surrender to the necessity of reconciling with our capacity to be devilish and learning how to integrate and exercise these aspects so that we may find our power and purpose in the shadow. Learning how to bring light to these aspects of self, because when we just deny and demonize this part of self, we're basically resisting or creating a blockage to half of the abundance. Learning how to understand the importance of doing that shadow work and integrating, really reflecting, how am I communicating, why am I communicating, and how can I continue to show up in the person that I want to be, that are in tune with frequencies of abundance and great strength, and listening to your inner voice and asking it to guide you, to cultivate a way of showing the way. Aquarius, we have this capacity to continue to communicate within and all around thee, and the signs and the synchronicities will point to you if you need an actual evidence, proof. At the same time, you just got to listen to that feeling within you, that which feels abundant to you, that which brings great strength will more definitely than not continue to point yourself in that way. Be grounded, be groovy, and continue to move in tune with that voice within. Yeah, Aquarius, stoked for this. We're wrapping up, we're flowing forward. House number 12. Here, the last, but alas, Pisces. Yes, this is the subconscious. This is the realm beyond space, time, and definition. This is the eternal aspects of self. House number 12, Pisces, Neptune placement, wherever you may be today. My dudes, for you, for you. Cut it, clear it, let it rest. House number 12. We're out here. For all my alien friends, I see you. Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Neptune placement, Pisces, Fish. Let's get to this. Got an extra card for you, my dudes. Alright. The only two cards that are right side up are the Two of Swords and the King of Swords. Lord of Peace restored, and the Lord of the Winds and the Breezes. Two of Swords, King of Swords, Princess of Cups jumps in reverse. Princess of the Palace of the Floods. And the Sun, also in reverse, in the root. House number 12, my dudes, we have the Miser. reverse, we have compromise. Also in reverse, and we have schizophrenia. Also in reverse. For you, my dudes, house number 12, the last for the evening. Greetings, greetings, greetings if you're just now joining us. The message is, right now, we are being called to continue to communicate and express ourselves from this space of pure, authentic honesty, how your water shows up naturally. Princess of Cups and the sun here in reverse is showing us that this is that frequency. You are a star. You are of water. How you can continue to fine-tune and get to know you will allow you to then embody your truth. Two of Swords, King of Swords. Excuse me, Knight of Swords, not King of Swords. Knight of Swords, showing up and wielding this way of communicating your essence and expressing your state, your soul, your sun. Not compromising your light for anybody, not holding back or dimming yourself to any misers or projections of schizophrenia, calling upon protection, calling upon recognition that the universe supports those who speak from their soul and follow the path of the heart. Yes, do not hold back, especially in times of challenge. This upcoming weeks may be a little bit rocky as we're just getting out of Pisces season and getting right into Aries, allowing yourself that time to process the process, to transmute, to alchemize, to reflect, continue to clean your mirror, clear your energy, wash your brain, wash your butt, and continue to ground into your truth. Knowing how you are communicating with every moment on a minute, minuscule level is the real key to allow you to then shift your reality. I ain't saying it's easy, I'm saying it takes practice, and you're doing it naturally. The more you can just recognize that and remember that, the more it'll just be easy, baby. Do not feed into any miserly projections, anything that's trying to kill your vibe, basically. Right now, you do not compromise. You continue to shine your light. No one can block out the sun. No, burn through it all. Power to you, Pisces. House number 12. Stoked for it. We're going to jump off here, mix ourselves some food, come back in a little bit, and groove. Do some personal readings. Indeed, you can catch the recording of this up on the YouTube. You already know. Set the fire. Burn the house down. Be safe out there. Stay warm. Enjoy yourself. We'll see you in a little bit. You can catch the recording of this on our YouTube in a day or so. And we got all sorts of good things happening here on the page. We're creating new containers, medicine, opportunities to simply tune in, check in, and ground into one's own self and energies. If that is something that is of interest, you can find more of that information here, there, and a little bit everywhere. Until then, I love you too. You take care of yourselves. We'll see you next time. And as always, Godspeed, my dudes.